discuss our achievements over the course of the past few days in the Centrobasket Tournament, and this is for under 17 athletes. We have with us in studio this morning Meshach Flores, good morning. We also have with us Daniel Musa, good morning. And these young men are both teammates from the under 17 team who did well over the weekend. So first of all, congratulations on the bronze medal. That means that we move on to the next level of competition. My first question for you guys is for you to share with us the experience of this level of competition and what it was like for you guys over the past few days playing against these other regional teams. Let's start with you, Meshach.
It was definitely a lovely experience. Something that I've never experienced before. Coming out to Belize, representing Belize, having Belize on my chest, running out there in front of all those people. It was definitely something that I dreamed of. Because I used to living in Belize, watching all the NEBL games that used to happen back then. I was a little kid in the stands watching the players play. I always wanted to put myself in their shoes, and now I've got a chance to do that was a blessing.
And you, Daniel?
It was a very unreal experience, very fun and exciting, and getting to know all the guys who came in, making friends with them, and going out there and putting on for our country. It was very fun and exciting, yeah.
How are you guys able to keep it together in the sense that, for instance, you won the first two games, you had all of these fans pour out to the Civic, and then you lost in stunning fashion on Friday. How did you guys, manage to build it up back after that loss?
We definitely, it was a hurtful loss. We didn't want to lose any games. We definitely wanted to bring the goal to the league, right?
Yeah.
That was our plan. But we just stayed focused, kept our heads up, and just tried to focus on the next game.
Yeah. I think during these competitions, what we saw, aside from the raw talent and the skills that you guys have, is the level of how you're able to kind of play with each other so well. And as you mentioned, Daniel, you guys met each other just recently. How do you develop that bond so quickly to be able to know what your team member is thinking and know how to be in sync on that court?
Well, first off, our off-court relationship has to be good as well. We have to get to know each other personally and stuff. And on the court, it just clicked. We had a good coaching staff, and everybody was able to do their part.
What was the preparation like? Because it's equal parts physical as it is mental, right? So what was that like in terms of forming that chemistry that was necessary to perform?
Definitely keeping in touch with each other's. Because when I heard the team, I definitely reached out to the guys before meeting them. We all formed a little mini bond before them coming in. We all.
Well, I want to talk about these games because, and I kept on talking about it. I never watched basketball until you guys started playing, and now I love it. You guys have me glued to my phones, my TV, my iPod. You really created a fan base so quickly. I saw videos of kids admiring you guys while walking off that court. So let's begin with the games in total. You guys played 5 games, and we saw some wins and we saw some loss. What was the hardest game that you played?
I'd say the first game.
Really?
Because all of us, it was our first time playing in front of all those people. Everyone was nervous, obviously, but I'd say the first quarter, because the first quarter we didn't really have a good start, but definitely after getting all that nervousness out, we definitely got back on our feet and started to put on a show for the crowd. But I'd say the first game.
So the first game for you where you won.
Yeah, we won. Yeah.
That was 1 week ago, right? Immediately following the Jamaica debut as well. And I was watching it, and indeed, it took you guys a while to really get on your feet and start, taking the lead and dominating the game. And I think when I look at that performance, while I was impressed, it was the subsequent games that I personally believe that you guys truly came into yourselves on that court. Notwithstanding Friday, but I mean, if we look at what you guys did on Thursday, for instance, and of course the game against Mexico, you were able to rebound quickly from that loss, but you also showed that you have the kind of staying power that Belizean fans rally around. Let's go back to the celebration for you guys last night, the appreciation dinner. I'm certain that all these other government officials and also people who are involved in basketball at the executive level were around. What was that like for you guys being able to, be commended by these people?
Definitely, like I said, something I've never dreamed of. Like, it was definitely an honor being in front of all those people, and especially us representing Belize on that court. And yeah, it was definitely a blessing.
And you, Daniel?
You could feel the love and support from all of them, and we appreciate them very much for helping us out, because, yeah.
Yeah. So what's next? We followed you for these 5 games, and I mentioned in the start of the show, you won bronze, but you also won a lot of hearts during those 5 games. We spoke of children really admiring you. I saw videos and pictures of people showing their admiration for you guys. What's next?
Definitely getting ready for the next upcoming tournament, the U18 Americas Tournament. Definitely getting our body prepared, our mind, mentally, and just getting ready to represent the league again.
Yeah.
Not only here but abroad.
Yeah.
What's it like working with the coaching staff? Do these guys come down hard on you? What are their expectations from each of you as individual players and talent?
I mean, of course, we couldn't put it off the coaching staff. I love the coaches. They really helped us, all of us, out, bringing our minds up, motivating us, helping us on the court, and telling us what to do to get these wins.
I have to ask, but you go ahead, Daniel, after you mention about the coaching.
About the coaching.
Yeah.
The coaching was great, and we all got close with our coaches. They push us hard, they make us work hard, and it was just a great experience.
I was wondering while watching those games, when they take those pauses, the timeouts, what are your coaches telling you?
I mean, we usually just talk about what we're doing wrong, to try to fix it, going back into either the next quarter or after the timeout. But yeah, they definitely just try to motivate us and just tell us to keep our heads up. We have a lot of supporters, and we have a lot to show for Belize, so definitely don't give up and just keep fighting.
Yeah.
I presume that you guys are under more pressure now, considering the fact that you've basically gone where no Belizean team has gone in terms of being at this level of the competition and being able to advance, right? How do you guys feel about that? You're torchbearers in a sense, right? You're the first to get there on behalf of a Belizean basketball team. What's the feeling like in terms of being able to either manage the expectations or be able to rise to the occasion going forward?
Definitely stay focused. We definitely have to stay focused. Like I said, keep in touch with each other and try to build that connection for the next step.
And you?
Just staying focused and keeping up with the teammates, talking to them, keeping our relationship good, so we're ready for next year, and just working out hard.
So the U18 tournament is next year. Can I ask your ages now?
I'm 15 years old.
15. Wow. And that's
How
the
do you
next
come
thing.
off that high?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you're walking around and everybody is looking at you guys with
You guys are
honor.
celebrities.
How do you balance the two things now?
I mean, it definitely is cool. It's a nice experience to have. But yeah, like I said, we just have to all stay focused. Don't just get too cocky about it. And just stay right at that level so we can go to the U18 tournament to show for Belize.
Like you said, don't get cocky. You have to be humble about it, because when we go out there, we're facing big teams, and those guys are also like representing their country, the best players out there.
Meshach, you go to school in the United States. Have you gotten any feedback from some of your friends? What are they saying?
I mean, they all show love to me every day after the game. They reach out to me and they're like, "Oh, how is it out there? How are the games?" And I see all over the internet in Belize. They think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Let's go back a bit to perhaps some of the learning experiences, or maybe even the teaching points that you would have gathered over the past few days. When you look at the Dominican Republic and you look at the Puerto Rican teams, and the fact that they are formidable opponents for you guys, how do you look at what they brought to the table and perhaps what you guys have learned from them, even in victory or defeat?
I mean, those guys have been together for almost their entire life, playing with each other, developing with each other, having the same coaching. So they definitely had an advantage, a little bit of an advantage on us, because we just met each other for like, we only know each other for almost like just a week, playing in the tournament. So yeah.
And that's what I was thinking, the chemistry and the friendship, the bond that you guys were able to develop in such a short space of time, and show that on the court against these teams that were probably established for a while before, that on its own was impressive. And I think it really speaks to the level of coaching that you guys had, as well as the skill sets and the mindsets that you came in with, I believe. Would you be able to agree with that?
Yeah. All the guys are prepared, and we're just ready to compete against and represent our country good.
Yeah. What was the most, I'd say, exhilarating point of this competition? I mean, aside from the wins that I know might feel great, was there a point in these games that you felt, oh my gosh, we made it, we're closer to this win, you could feel it coming?
Definitely the Mexico game. After we lost the night before, the whole day we were a little bit down, and coming out there and seeing all the fans and seeing all the support, it definitely had like a surreal feeling. You could feel the energy in the stadium, and yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning here, because in a sense we've kind of put the cart before the horse. Let's talk about your individual love for the sport. How did you pick up basketball and say this is something that you wanted to pursue?
Then I was raised around basketball. My brother played basketball. My father, he's a big basketball person too. So literally, I was raised in that basketball family. And ever since I was a little kid, I saw people playing basketball. I went to games and stuff, and I definitely wanted to be in that position. So that's what made me fall in love with the game.
I had a rim in my backyard, and me and my brothers, we used to just shoot around all day, and we watched NBA basketball. My dad always watched it with us, and over time, one of my friends asked me to come play on his team last year, and just playing team basketball, it was a great experience, and I fell in love with the game after that.
Yeah. You know, a question that I asked your colleagues when they came the last time was, when did you realize that you weren't an average basketball player? There's something special there. What point was that? Because you guys are pretty young. Daniel?
Well, when I played with my school team, I was one of the youngest players on the starting lineup, and it gave me a lot of motivation, knowing I have a lot of years ahead of me, and yeah.
With me, for me, because moving to America, because I used to live in Belize. I moved to America at age 15. I never really played basketball under the whistle until moving to America. And I realized that I had something special because when I moved to America, I wasn't that as good. And I had some setbacks because I had some injuries that held me back. But after that, I had like a fast development over a period of a year. And that's what made me believe that, I have something that I can really work on.
How do you now look at where you are against your brother and your dad coming from a basketball family?
I guess they can definitely, I feel like they're definitely proud of where I'm at right now because of all the setbacks I've had, all development I've had in a short period of time, and all the years I have in front of me. I guess they can.
Yeah, you're putting flowers in your family's hat. Well, guys, I know that you're winding down right now. You're trying to get yourselves in order and relax after a week of just pushing yourselves physically and mentally. How do you wind down from this high?
Well, just go home to your family and just enjoy it, relax, don't play as much, and just get ready to work again.
Definitely, like Daniel said, resting to some sleep.
Yeah.
Much needed sleep now, right?
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us. I know that this is an exciting time. Everyone is celebrating with you. I'll use this last opportunity for you guys to give your little shout outs. If you want to say thank you to anyone in particular, it could be coach, teammate, family, friend.
I'd like to thank my family and friends and all the supporters, also the Belize Basketball Federation and the coaching staff, and of course my teammates for being with me and motivating me every single day.
Definitely the fans, my family, coaches, federation, my teammates, and yeah, thanks for everyone that supported us. Because we wouldn't be able to do it without the support, and yeah. Just like that.
I'll close off by saying I got goosebumps when I heard the fans at the Civic chanting, "We are the champions." What was your feeling?
Yeah, it was an unreal feeling. Like I said, you could feel the energy in the stadium with all the supporters and
Definitely was a crazy feeling here. Fans chanting our names and chanting for Belize. It definitely fueled us to get that victory against Mexico and bring home the bronze.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're excited to follow the U18 team, and you know that you have a solid Belize fan base behind you, and I'm sure it's going to grow even when you travel outside of Belize as well. So all the best, good luck, and congratulations to the entire team, the entire federation that's behind you, and all the best. All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up. Great job, guys. We'll take a photo. We'll take a photo right here.
Mousse, va contar la Michelle, vai. Mousse.
We'll take a photo. 1, 2. You guys were nervous? Oh, the good man. We'll have several more TV appearances to come.
I actually thought you were the best of all four.
Huh?
I actually thought you were the best of all four.
Well, it's my job, but.
You were in there, like, how do you feel? How do
Yes,
you like?
man, tell me.
In
We
there,
feel more
yeah.
excited than that because we hype up on the phone of Bronz. But guys, I want to say, the Leslie brothers, congratulations.
Thank
I felt it when you guys were here, that last show. Man, I'm gonna cry to know, but you know, I don't want to talk, so I have to stay, I have to look strong, right?
Right.
But it was worth it.
Right,
it was worth it, guys.
It all worked out.
Yes, it did.
And here's a rough nothing.
Yes, and I don't know if Uno saw like the feedback online on Facebook. Uno never did. Maybe that's just the people that were like, I had friends with on Facebook, but people are like, what? Their coach, they do their thing, their players, they're so young, they're bad.
Yes, it was positive.
Yes, it was. Uno had like loyal fan bases. I did tell you, I had to try to find an international team to follow now because I like basketball now. Like, where do you begin? How do you choose a team? I don't just write who set to jump on Lakers or whatever.
Right in Lakers sound
No,
good.
no, no, right, can you tell me right? But yes, guys, have a good one and bye.